Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for Fire Force Season 1, Episode 22. So, last episode, we had we learned about how the combustion, seems like all of this started 250 years ago, I believe is what they said, which I think was the first time we got an actual name. I talked about the bugs being some kind of terrestrial life or something like that they were saying. I like the analogy of like moths to a flame and all that, and supposedly Adola bursts are what started the like the spontaneous combustion is caused by Adola bursts. So I want to learn more about all of those things, but aside from all the stuff we learned, we also had the fight between Sho and Shinra, which was just awesome. Like, I loved the way it looked. Even like the bit of choreography we got was amazing, but I just loved the darkness with the lit up footsteps and everything. It was last episode was a work of art in that fight, and it was incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we get this time. So let's get started, shall we? All right, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, I need some water. I was going to do that before I started recording this one, but... Excuse me, guys. Sorry for the crunchy bottle. Alright, where are we now? Yona. His face. Oh shit. Haumea? Who are you? Evangelist subordinate. Huh. Shit. Oh shit. Ah, I want more. That was a lot of exposition. A lot of things that I'm sure if I could piece them all together properly, I would. I mean, I get what he said there, but I'm trying to tie that in with everything else that we know. And I feel like I haven't had that key that unlocks it all yet, right? Like this, like hell, this other dimension that people called it that. The Adola bursts come from here. I believe the link is how they're able to, like, be there and see it. Murder. I think I did that pretty good. No, I didn't. Alright, the Evangelist is pretty crazy. How do you have floating rings and shit? Is he linking through his eyes, kind of like how Shinra does it through his ankles? Oh, well, shit. Pretty crazy. So how does he beat this? If he does, but... Oh shit, that looks cool. Damn. How does Shinra beat that? I really don't know. The only reason I think he does is because he's the main character. Damn, before he could even grab the blade. Jeez. Unless he can tap into that same heat and also freeze time. Oh, cool. Is there a limit to how much he can do? If he can stop time, he's just toying with him. He could stab him in the heart. I mean, they probably don't want him dead, though. Because he's one of the ones they were looking for. Tomfoolery. Alright, the hand thing. Ooh. Did that, like, a little bit of Link? Ooh. And is that why he saw a little bit of the past, maybe? Of course he has. This is anime, fool. Could he link with Sho and get access to the flames that expand the universe? Learning how to control it. He'd be tapping into some power, though. But I don't know if it's good. It's like a jet. Oh. The animation of the characters' like bodies, the way they move, I feel like it's really smooth. Usually things in anime feel a lot more stiff. Oh, that was a hit though. Jesus. I really like how fluid the body motion is. Oh shit, what is that? What is... That's not good. That was a crazy effect. I don't even know what it was. I love the movement, even the simple things. Ugh. Holy shit! Those eyes. Oh man. Still. Not enough. God damn. I saw this episode's title was Brother's Determination. This is some determination. Jeez. Brother's Determination. Sorry. All of our good friends we've made. Man, my nose is bugging me tonight. I apologize for rubbing it so much. The power of friendship. He's gonna link it to him. Alright, same thing again. This music is great. It feels like we're building up to something. Aw. Look on his face, too. Alright. Ooh. Was that his effect, or was that show? What just happened? Time stop. Oh shit. He can't see him in the motionless world? What does it mean? Don't go to commercial show? Oh shit. Oh shit. Does it have to do with the Odola bursts? Them using their ability? Lieutenant. So he came out of retirement, okay. Seems like they know some shit. Oh shit. Did he teleport past him? You may be able to stop time, but he can teleport past your time. Freeze. However that works. Alright, smart man, tell us. Oh my god. Are you serious? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Victor figured out! Yeah, that's pretty crazy. If just linking to him can do that, what can he himself do? Jeez. I missed again. Is Sho gonna run? Backwards in time. What? This is ridiculous. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Say goodbye to the Earth. Are you kidding me? Black holes expand infinitely. What a mad scientist, man. Freeze time before he even started it. That is true. Can he do anything from this point? Oh shit, he can! Oh, he's moving in your frozen time world. What you gonna do about that? Oh, I got you. Oh shit. They're watching. Fourth generation. He turned it to use the sharp end now. Shit. Block the hit. Oof. Did that fall? I think it did. They talked about like moving faster than light and going back in time. I was like, did he just like move faster than light and like revert that wound real fast? That'd be some shit. Jeez. This is a crazy thing we're seeing. God, that's crazy. They, like, vanish from their sight. How can you follow anything? Your eyes are covered. He's not human. Like, quite literally, or does he think that because of the way he morphs his body and stuff? But you are. Rebellious phase? Oh, that's not good. What about him? He must overheat at some point. Oh shit. Aw, he started to do it. He got the wavy lines. Well, shit. Hmm. Shit. Damn. That's a really cool effect behind him. I love that. Ah, brother's determination. Damn, and that's it. Shit. That whole episode was that fight. That was crazy. I still think the visuals last episode were just incredible, but this is cool from a power upgrade of Shinra standpoint. Like, the only thing is he kind of has to. It seems like he has to link to Sho to do this. Now, if Sho is linked to the Evangelist from a distance, right, to wield this power, like, because what I was thinking was, could Shinra use this power in the future, in future fights against other enemies? Like, assuming both Shinra and Sho make it out of this alive, could Shinra be fighting someone and link to Sho from, across Tokyo or whatever, and access that power? Because if he can, that's a massive power. Like, enemies aren't going to stand much of a chance anymore. We're going to have to, like, scale up our villains, right? Because he's going to be fighting where he can freeze time, essentially. But damn. Alright. That is it, guys, for episode 22. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, that was just instead of a instead of a super well animated like crazy fight, because it's not like at the conclusion yet. We kind of got like a stalled out like just because that's the thing is Sho can't kill Shinra because they need him. So that's like one of the downsides for Sho, and that gave Shinra the time he needed to figure out how to fight, and to expand on his ability, which he managed to do by linking to Sho, who is also linked to the Evangelist, and by extension, Shinra is using the grace from the Evangelist, which is pretty crazy because, like, for one, like they said, like, if this power is so strong that Sho and Shinra can have this level of strength by just linking to the Evangelist, I imagine the Evangelist himself or herself has a pretty insane level of power. So it makes it very exciting to see like the prospects of like, ooh, we might fight that eventually. But yeah, that in the beginning bits we had them talking about that other dimension, which is, has many different names, one of which being hell, and Adola being the term for that world, which basically just equates to hell, and that they're like accessing this primordial flame from this other dimension is pretty crazy. And I wasn't sure how literally to take all this like other dimension talk a few episodes ago, either like last episode or episode before. Like we've had other like dimension talk, but it seems like the way they speak of it, it seems like it's a real thing. Like I wasn't sure if that was like, how sometimes like something is so crazy you need to somehow rationalize it in your mind, so you create this idea that like, oh, this vision that I'm seeing through using this power must be a different dimension from our own. And so like I wasn't sure if that was their headcanon as to what's going on when they see this different plane, or if it actually was a different dimension. But I mean, the way they spoke about it, it seems like it is, so I must accept that it is, right? So, but yeah, like that's, I mean, it's just so ominous that, this flame that our main character is accessing is this, this primordial flame that comes from this dimension that's been termed hell, and he's also linking to an individual that is extremely powerful and seems to have been around since the beginning of all this 250 years ago, I assume. Anyway, the Evangelist has been around since the start, so like, what I guess like this is a very end game question, but my other thought is what happens when like if the Evangelist is defeated with like Shinra having this ability. Does Shinra just lose the abilities entirely? Does every pyrokinetic lose the abilities, or do they all stem from the Evangelist kind of thing? Like if you were to defeat the Evangelist, would all combustion stop and stuff like that? I'm not sure, but like yeah, would all combustion stop, and then would everything just go back to normal? Could they then rebuild? Because like right now everything but this like what do they call it, like is it, I keep wanting to say Neo Tokyo because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I watched recently Tribe 9, and they were in Neo Tokyo. But is this also Neo Tokyo? I can't quite remember. Probably in the first episode I have it in my notes. I thought I did anyway. I have Solar Year 198. Was it not in the first episode that we learned about it, or did I just not write it down? Maybe I just didn't write it down. Rest of the World Unlivable in episode 3 I have written down. Yeah, I might have just never wrote down the name. They showed it on the screen earlier this episode. I wonder if I could find it if I looked, if it would take too long. Where I don't even know where that would have been, to be completely honest with you. Like, no, this is already like past it, I think. Maybe it was before the opening. No, that's like Evangelist subordinate Hamia. I don't know. I thought they showed it anyway, but regardless. Either way, I'll just call it Tokyo. You guys know what I mean. It's not that big of a deal. But like, if the Evangelist was defeated, would all of this stop? And could the rest of the world be rebuilt? Could it be like, obviously it would take a very long time, but could the surface not just be like ever scorched and stuff like that? Because, you know, whenever there's a forest fire, trees regrow in those spots, kind of thing. So could we, you know, regrow the trees and repopulate those areas, kind of thing, and expand again? I don't know. But I always like that kind of thing. Like, I'd love to play a video game where you start on like a little section of a planet and you like slowly expand out, kind of thing. Like, I love the concept of that. And like, I played one, like, it's called like Planet Crafter. It's a little like, I think it's considered an indie game on Steam, and you're basically like on a planet where you start with nothing and you slowly like terraform the planet and everything, and it's great. Like, it's not fully complete yet, but I can't wait till that one's complete, because I'd love to, you know, fully terraform it to the point of like, I just love the idea of that, of like eventually having like plants and wildlife and everything there, where you can like have the planet sustain its own oxygen and everything and all that. It's just a really cool concept, and any kind of game like that where I love seeing progression, to be honest. That's my big thing these days, is whenever I play a game, I always want to see the progression. I get bored if I jump on like Call of Duty or something. You know, like, obviously there's a little bit of progression there with like, I think I don't know what Call of Duty is like these days, but maybe you unlock weapons as you level up or something like that. But I mean, there's the leveling up and there's the prestiging and everything that I remember from COD back in the day. But like, that's not enough progression for me. I like, you know, I play games like Path of Exile, where my character goes from being like weak and, you know, barely able to do like early mapping and stuff like that. I'm sure for any of you that don't play the game, you don't know what I'm talking about, but and then getting into like some of the end game stuff as you like farm up better gear and get your character stronger, and you can see that power scaling like slowly growing. And I like playing games like Factorio and like the little factory building games and stuff like that, where, you know, I start off smacking a rock with my little pickaxe on my character, but then I slowly automate it, and then, you know, your factory just goes from this little tiny thing to just massive. And it's just, I love that stuff. So thinking about this show and the idea that like most of the planet is scorched, I'm just like, I love the idea of them finding the source of spontaneous human combustion, maybe finding a way to stop it, and then finding a way to, you know, kind of like Vulcan's goal of like bringing all these species back and fixing the Earth. So very much like the idea. But that derailed very much from what happened this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed what we saw. It was great. I honestly don't know much more of what to say. Like, I don't fully understand, like, I'm not a science guy, so him trying to explain that Shinra was moving like faster than light, which then tore his body, or because he reached the speeds, he tore his body apart, but then because, like, once he was, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, once he's in that, like, somehow it seems like he reaches the speed of light at one point, which is what reverses time and then puts them back together because of it, right? So, like, it sounds like when he breaks apart to like a subatomic level, it's not when he reaches speed of light, right? Because it sounds like when he reaches speed of light is when he comes back together. At least that's kind of what I got there. I could be wrong about how it works. Like I said, I don't fully understand how it works. Like, really, like, I'm my dumb brain is funneling it down to, Sho can stop time. Shinra moves so fast he stopped time too, And I'm just boiling it down to that, and it's like, I wanted them to explain during the episode, and then they explained, and I was like, I don't get it. He stops time too. Let's just go with that. Like, on some level, I get what he was saying, but like when I really start to like think about it and tear it apart and everything, I feel like it doesn't make as much sense to me. But it's anime. I don't think it needs to make sense. It's cool. I mean, it's exactly what I expected of eventually Shinra was going to be able to move in his frozen time world, and he did, and that was very cool. So I enjoyed it. I'm still curious as to what they want Shinra for, Like they said the Evangelist needs him and everything, so I don't want them to take him. I don't want to find out that way, right? By like him getting him and like attaining, like, I don't know. Does he like cultivate these people that have this like Adola burst ability and then siphon it from them in order to maintain his strength? Like, maybe that flame is what's keeping him alive or young or strong or whatever. Or maybe he just gets stronger every time he siphons the power, and so he cultivates these people until they're at a certain strength, and then he takes their power, and that's what he's doing to both Sho and Shinra, kind of thing. And he's using brothers because that brotherly rivalry and determination will push them to higher lengths and stuff like that. I don't know. That's really like the best I can come up with. Like, I'm not good at coming up with theories, but one thing I didn't talk about at all this episode. One, we have this Hamiya person here who, I mean, she seems like she's at least the way she showed up and the way that Yona reacted, it seemed like she's like a higher up. Because like she was introduced, I can't remember how the other people were introduced, but she was introduced as a Evangelist subordinate, whereas like Sho, I think, is like shown as like a commander, right, of his own force, and then a lot of these other people we're seeing are people that are working under Commander Sho. So it felt like she was kind of like separate from Commander Sho's group and like more important, at least the way like I got the vibe of like when she showed up and the way Yona acted and everything. So very interesting. But the other thing was, I didn't talk at all about Division 1. Like, we had a cutaway to Division 1 where, it talked about, like, his eye aching and the earthquakes, and he said, like, they talked about the earthquakes, and he's like, I didn't want Shinra to get involved. Like, it seems like the Division 1 leader knows some shit about these earthquakes and what happened in the past between Sho and Shinra and everything, and has some level of knowledge, which we obviously knew from the beginning that he has some level of knowledge, but honestly, I kind of thought that we were surpassing the knowledge that he even had, and that's why he was like kind of pushed to the side, but it seems like there's still a lot more that he knows, and that I really like that because that opens up the possibility that maybe he could contact us in the future and like Shinra and maybe be like, okay, well, now that you're this deep in, I should probably explain what I know, and then we can have a big lore dump as to what the, Division 1 captain knows. So I'm excited by the prospect of that. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but I think it'll be very cool if it does. So, but, yeah, I think that is going to do it for me, guys. Love the episode, love the fight. It was great. Love seeing the determination, and I always, ever since Sho first showed up and Shinra saw him, I always loved the way that Shinra acted around him and being like, he's not like acting like, oh, I hate you, I need to kill you because you're my brother. He's like, oh, let's play tag. And he's this Adola Link. He's probably doesn't even realize he's projecting these images of the past to show, but he is. And I do wonder if any of it will eventually affect Show, of like seeing all these memories and this is what family is and stuff like that, or if he will always just be shitty. But anyway, we will have to wait and find out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon as usual. Early access for 2 episodes ahead on there. There's also my Patreon my Patreon show tier, which basically I have exclusive shows to my Patreon, which I watch the entire thing on there before I release it to YouTube. So check that out. There's things on there that aren't released yet. If any of it interests you, maybe you can support the channel through that. So thank you guys. Link in the description below. Have a good one. See you in my future reactions. Bye bye.